I don't know. Is it on? Hello? Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, what up, guys? These are 5 things that I think you should remind yourself every day. Let's get into it. Okay, now we are in focus. Okay, the first thing is that you should remind yourself every day is it's not about you. And I know you might have heard that before, but I think it's important that we remind ourselves that every day. And that doesn't mean that it's about other people either. You know, as much as we shouldn't be self-focused, we also shouldn't make others an idol as well. Ultimately, we're here for God, and it's about God and imaging Him on this earth, serving Him in everything we do. And because of that, we serve other people. And because of that, we regard ourselves less than other people. So it's about serving God. It's not about other people. We shouldn't make them an idol, and we shouldn't make ourselves an idol. It's not about you. It's not about being prideful. It's about serving God. That's number 1. Okay, second thing that I think is important that we understand and remind ourselves every day is worth, not worthy. Now, in our modern culture, in the past decade, I think the kind of self-esteem movement has really been catching steam. People saying, you know, you're perfect just the way you are, and you need to have good self-esteem, and that being the most important thing that you could have. Now, I think there's important aspects of that we ought to look at and analyze, but it's also really distorted in the way it looks at us as people. The Bible has something very different to say about who we are. It does not say we're perfect just the way we are. It says, in fact, that we are not perfect. It says that we are sinful, but Christ died for us anyway. And that is amazing. And also that we were created in His image to image Him. And we are created with great worth because we are created in God's image. So yes, we are worth something to God, and that's because of the worth that God places on us. But we are not worthy of what Christ gives us. That's a gift in and of Himself that He gives to us, not because we're worthy, but we are worth something to God. That's an important distinction that I think we should remember and be aware of and remind ourselves every day. Okay, here's the next thing. Okay, so the third thing that I want you guys to remind yourself every day is confidence, not pride. Now, when we think of wanting to achieve our goals, to strive for our goals in life and things we want to, accomplish and achieve, and this is all good, we need to have a certain level of confidence. Otherwise, we'll never take on anything. But it's also an important distinction that we ought not have pride. Now, what is the difference between confidence and pride? Well, confidence, grounded, stable confidence, should be and ought to be grounded in a knowledge of who gave us our abilities. God created us. He created with certain talents, with certain giftings, and there should be a level of confidence that goes with that, not because of who we are, but because of who Christ created us to be. Now, pride is all self-centered. It's about me, about what I've done, what I can do, and that's not what it should be. It should be a firm, stable confidence in who God created me to be. So in turn, it's actually a confidence in God and trusting in Him that He's equipped us with what we need to go about daily life. So that's something important, and I think we should remind ourselves of that every day. On to the next thing. Oh, hey there. Don't mind me, I'm just checking Instagram. It's so hard sometimes not to wish you had somebody else's life. It can be easy to fall into that kind of ditch where we're just like, oh, I wish I was living that way. I wish I was accomplishing those things that person was, and we can get jealous in that way. But we ought not waste our life wishing we had someone else's. God has put us where we are, given us the talents, the gifts, put us in the position, the circumstance for a very specific purpose, and He wants us to lead out a life with purpose, and one that is committed to following Him, regardless if circumstances are tough, if things aren't going necessarily the way we want them to. We ought not waste the time that we have wishing we had somebody else's life, because what good does that give us? It doesn't give us any kind of benefit at all. It puts us in a place of self-pity, and we ought not be there. Christ doesn't want us to be there, and I don't want you to be there. So don't waste your life wishing you had someone else's. That's the fourth thing that you should remind yourself every day. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, guys, the last thing that I think you should remind yourself every day is you can't do it. alone. You can't do it alone. And why is that an important mindset to have? Well, so often in this culture of we think of independence and independence being a really important character quality, and it's important to be independent and get things done by yourself, but it's also important to be able to step back and receive help and ask for help from other people in spiritual growth, in the tasks that we need to do, asking for people to help us and live out the Christian walk with us is extremely important, and I think it is essential to us thriving and having a life that is really purposeful and dedicated to living out our purpose for Christ. So that's my thing that I think you should remind yourself every day is you can't do it alone. Remind yourself that. And also, the other 4 things I think can be beneficial to you as you go about your days. I know they've been helpful for me. If you guys have enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos throughout the week. Check out dailydisciple.ca for weekly blog posts and maybe exclusive videos. I'm going to be putting out some more stuff there soon. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.